So here's a little tried and true strategy or a hack on how to turn a 1-star review into a 5-star review. Obviously, I don't have to tell you how important it is to avoid 1-star reviews, to stay away from 1-star reviews, how much money it's costing you to have 1-star reviews. So I'm gonna show you a little hack, proven hack on how to turn a 1-star review into a 5-star review. And I guarantee you it'll work if you implement this strategy exactly how I tell you to do it. And there's a couple caveats to this, okay? It's really important that you do it step by step, and it's really important that you act fast. If you have a 1-star review from a year ago, this isn't gonna work. This is really more of a preemptive thing. To really understand how to implement this strategy, I have to tell you a story. So, I'm working with a client. We're on one of our first calls, and I'm very, very, very passionate about training. Everything revolves around training. Your training is everything. And so I'm talking to her, and she says, I'm training a new server, and she trained on the floor for 2 days with a 2-table section. First 2 days, she kicked a lot of butt. And so now I'm giving her a full section. I know that's not a successful recipe for training. We're gonna work that out later. So I let her talk and I said, okay, well, how are your reviews? Are you talking about your reviews? Are you checking your reviews? She goes, yes, I have actually got a 1-star review and I need to talk to the server about it. And I was like, okay, well, what happened? Tell me what happened with that 1-star review. Her server was serving a table. It was her first time there and they had brought them out salads by accident, by mistake. They thought, being their first time there, that the salads came with the meal. So they started eating the salads. The server realized the mistake and came out to the table and said, excuse me, but these salads were actually for someone else and they're in the middle of eating. And she said, we have 2 options here. You can either pay for the salads or I can just take them off the table. They were baffled and they said, if you can, just take it off the table, that's fine. So they're half-eaten salads, she takes them off the table. The people were irate and they left a 1-star review. There's a lot to unpack there. She wasn't trained properly, to know not to do that. Sure, some people might think it's just common sense, but sometimes it's not. We shouldn't rely on what we think is common sense or not. We should rely on what we train the people. You rely on your training your systems, not your people. The training and systems won't fail you if they're done right, if they're implemented right, if they're executed right, if they're managed right. That was mistake number 1, was she wasn't trained properly to handle that situation, but she also should have been trained to address this with the manager first. If food hits a table, that's obviously money, right? That's gonna cost money, which means you're gonna have to re-ring the order and all that good stuff, which means the manager needs to be involved right away. And the manager can make a decision right then and there and say, leave the salads on the table. Maybe just inform them that that doesn't normally happen, but we're more than happy to give it to them. It's our mistake. But just so they know next time when they come in, they're not getting a free salad. But they're leaving the salad on the table, of course. And we're doing it politely. We're hospitably giving it to them. We're happy that a mistake happens so they can enjoy a free salad. Because I always tell restaurant owners this: you want to control what you can control, because the things you can't control become much easier to control. So you can control the guest experience. You can control your training. You can control the management of your training. You can control your systems. You cannot control inflation. You cannot control wage increases. You cannot control people calling out sick to work. You cannot control people lying to you. But you can control systems, training, and guest experience. And more importantly in this situation, are you training how to rebound on mistakes? Because mistakes can be opportunities. They chose not to train them on mistakes, and so that mistake, instead of becoming an opportunity, here's your free salad, we hope you enjoy it, became a 1-star review because it wasn't handled properly. So, how do you turn that 1-star review into 5? Well, that's what I showed this restaurant owner, and it actually worked. When you have a 1-star review, most restaurants do a couple of things, right? They reply to the review and say, hey, we're really sorry this happened. Please give us a call or contact us. Or they email, hey, sorry about that. We apologize. That's not the way we do things. Please come back in. We'll buy you a meal. This owner actually went above and beyond, which is really good. She called the people, got a hold of them, apologized, won them over, and said, I'm going to send you a $150 gift card, which is great. It's a high-end restaurant, so $150 isn't a crazy amount. But she did make a mistake, and this is the difference between guaranteed getting that 5-star review and not, is that you have to look at it like a sales call. And why I'm saying that is because you have to get them to come back in the restaurant to give you another chance. Just because you're giving them a $150 gift card does not guarantee they'll come back. Maybe they don't want to show a face there again. Maybe they're too burnt. They're going to give that gift card away. I can tell you that much at least, or they'll throw it away. I've seen it happen a million times. I've worked at restaurants where we had thousands of dollars in what we call rescue gift cards that never got redeemed, because it doesn't mean someone's going to come in. So when you have them on the phone, you need to close them. You need to say, hey, we're really sorry. Guess what? I'm going to make sure that you come back in here and you have the best experience of your life in a restaurant. How does that sound? Oh, yeah, that sounds great. Okay, cool. What are you doing this Friday? What are you doing this Saturday? Okay, what about next Saturday? When can I book you in? What can I put a reservation for you? You get the reservation on the phone, get them in. Bring your wife. We're going to take care of you. We're going to make sure you have the most magical night ever. Okay? They come in. By the way, my name's Preston. I'm the general manager. I want you to ask me personally. I'm going to find you if you come in here, no problem. But I also want you to ask me personally, and I'm going to come by and I'm going to make sure you have the best experience of your life. Then you get them to come in. You charm the pants off them. Make sure they have the best experience ever. You make a personal connection. Shake hands. Be on a first name basis. And by the end of the meal, you're like, have I earned the right to have that 1-star review taken down and put up a 5-star review? Do you think I've earned that right? Never once in the 100 times I've tried that has someone said no. And they've always left the 5-star review on the spot. So if you're serious about turning your 1-star reviews into 5-star reviews, then use that strategy.